It's great to be here. I'm from West Virginia, and actually this is really. Oh yeah. All right. Now what? I already felt at home because this is a home, but how much more so. In a place called Ofusky, where I had a little girl in a holler tree. Said, little girl, it's plain to see, there ain't nobody who can sing like me, ain't nobody who can sing like me. She said, it's hard for me to see how one little boy got so ugly. Yes, my little girlie, that might be, but there ain't nobody who can sing like me, ain't nobody who can sing like me. Way over yonder in a minor key, way over yonder in a minor key, there ain't nobody who can sing like me. We walked down to the Buckeye Creek to see the frog eat the goggle-eye bee, to hear the west wind whistle to the east, but there ain't nobody who can sing like me, ain't nobody who can sing like me. My little girlie, won't you let me see way over yonder where the wind blows free? Nobody can see us in a holler tree, and there ain't nobody who can sing like me, ain't nobody who can sing like me. Way over yonder in a minor key, way over yonder in a minor key, there ain't nobody who can sing like me. Cut a switch from a cherry tree, laid it on she and me, stung a lot worse than a hive of bees, but still there ain't nobody who can sing like me, ain't nobody who can sing like me. I've come a long way, but I still look back to my Tanglewood days. I've led a lot of girls since then to stray while saying there ain't nobody who can sing like me, ain't nobody who can sing like me. Way over yonder in a minor key, way over yonder in a minor key, there ain't nobody who can sing like me. that song written by Woody Guthrie. And I start out with a couple of songs by other people just to get, so I don't mess up my own songs. Nobody knows who wrote this one, so maybe it was you. Maybe it was one of your relatives. All you old time cowboys, listen to my song. I assure you won't grow weary, as I won't detain you long. Concerning some wild cowboys who did agree to go and spend the summer pleasant on the range of the buffalo. I found myself in Griffin in 1883 when a man by the name of Crago came walking up to me. He said, "How do you do, young fella? How would you like to go and spend the summer pleasant on the range of the buffalo?" Me being out of work right then, to the drover I did say, heading out on the buffalo range depends upon the pay. And if you pay good wages and transportation to and fro, I think I might go with you on the range of the buffalo. Well, of course I pay good wages. Transportation too. If you agree to work with me until the season's through, but if you do get homesick, try to run away, you'll starve to death out on the range and your family will never see your pay. Now with all this flattering talking, he signed up quite a crew, some 10 or 12 in number, able-bodied through and through. And our trip, it was a pleasant one, all through New Mexico, till we crossed the Pease River on the range of the buffalo. It was there our pleasures ended and our troubles all begun. The lightning striking on us made the cattle run. We got all full of stickers from the cactus that did grow, and the bandits waited to pick us off in the hills of Mexico. Well, the working season ended, but the drover did not pay. He said, "You drank up all your money, boys, and you're all in debt to me." But us cowboys never cared for his corrupt, bankrupt tone. So we left that bastard's bones to bleach on the range of the buffalo. Thank you. Good. Thank you. All right. You know, most folk singers, they have a little banter for when they tune their guitars, and my banter is reduced to me just talking about the other folk singers that have banter. So there it is. Casey's doing fine work over here, isn't she? I'm going to do a couple songs off of an album. Contrary to rumor, has it there are 12 different recordings out there. That is only true if you decide you want to buy 3 or 4 of the same one. Well, those wouldn't be different, would they? But you know, there are maybe 6 or 7. But this is off Building Characters. My name is Joseph, and my friends all call me Joe. But you believers, you may know me as the daddy of your Lord, but not the father of his flesh or the father of his soul. 'Cause when it comes to those, our Holy Father claims them as his own. I've had a humble life since the day Jacob begat me, and forever I've been told that Abraham begat our family tree, and it grew out many branches, 14 generations times 3. Then it was up to me to start another branch, I'm sure you see. So I hooked up with Mary, and we wed right away. I never laid a hand on her, I swear. I never laid a hand on her, I swear. So what's a man to do as he has a wife with child, and he knows all that I knew and all I know that you know now too. So we decided to run away instead of hang our heads in shame. But an angel said to stay and rejoice in the newborn king and embrace his name. I never laid a So now when I pray to God, I pray to my baby son. I say, please, baby Jesus, give me strength to believe what that angel told me in my sleep, and I'll do the very best I can. But I'm just a mortal man, you see, and at times I wake up late with this doubt I keep about your dear mother, for she's mortal too. I never laid a hand on her, I swear. I never laid a hand on her, I swear. I never laid a hand on her, I swear. True story, they say. So that comes from this recording, Building Characters. I was getting tired of writing songs from my point of view, so it's all from the point of view of others. There's a song on Building Characters, of course, the Joseph song, which was my wife's idea, and she knew that as insecure as I am about pretty much everything on the planet, that I could write a good song around that. What else? Where was I? Oh, I'm back. And there's another song on there from the point of view of a fly that was on the kitchen wall, and I was trying to get out of the kitchen. Building Characters, and there's another song on there that I was looking out the back my backyard, and there's a squirrel just running around, like he was just running around the yard, and I was, what's wrong with the squirrel in the backyard? And then it occurred to me that squirrel's like going crazy looking for his nuts. So I wrote a song called, from the squirrel's point of view, called "Looking for My Nuts." I can't do them all, folks. But I just want to let you know that those songs are on Building Characters. And if you would like to take a CD home with you, you'll get to hear "Looking for My Nuts." Oh, and on top of that, I recorded it with Tim O'Brien, who happens to be a Grammy winner, and he's singing backup on "Looking for My Nuts." So, an extra bonus. Here's another one from that recording that I'll play right now. So on this song, you have to imagine me. You have to suspend your disbelief and imagine me as an 88-year-old female chain smoker. For 35 years we were married, me and he, but he never seemed to need to add to our family tree. We traveled all around like two wide-eyed hippies, but I had to let go of always feeling so retro and say, grow up, sprout out of the ground, let your colors shine like the springtime as the sun beams down on my weathered brow. All you've got to do for now is grow up. Is it wrong for a woman to need a better sets at bay. His way so childlike, he could bring home the bacon instead of acting like a swine. Put away the pop, have a little sip of wine, and grow up, sprout out of the ground. Let your colors shine like the springtime as the sun beams down on my weathered brow. All you've got to do for now is grow up. I'm handy with my spade, and when he wasn't looking, I was handy with my blade. Now he's in my garden, pushing up my daisy. Some may say I'm crazy, but now my love must do as I say, as I say. Grow up, sprout out of the ground. Let your colors shine like the springtime as the sun beams down on my weathered brow. All you've got to do for now is grow. Come on, baby. Have a drink of water. Let me turn your dirt. So moving forward, so the latest recording is called Imitation Life, and I wrote all these songs. This came out in the spring. I wrote all these songs in my 50th year on this planet, and this first song is a love song of sorts, and I was looking at my one day. I think it was late last year. Yeah, it was, because it was my 50th year. I just told you that. So it was, and now I know. I was looking at my wife. She was at the sink, you know, and she's preparing a meal or something, and I'm doing something on the other side of the kitchen. The sun's coming through one window. And it's hitting her hair. In just such a perfect way. It was just beautiful. Her hair always looks good. But on this particular day, it was spectacular. And so I thought I would get my phone out and take a picture of it. So that's my song setup. And riveting. And now we're about to hear the song. It goes like this, on a night exactly like this one. I'm taking pictures of you behind your back. I once was told that doing that would make things last longer. I long for this to last longer. 50 years have gone, they've passed, but AARP ain't stopping me from wanting to be with you longer. can't keep the beast in me away. Take it, Todd. You're stuck inside my mind and I'm out of my head. After years of this, I'll admit this gift has gotten stronger. I long for this to last longer. I long for this to last longer. Anchors away, can't keep this thing at bay. Can't keep the beast in me away. Anchors away, can't keep this thing at bay. Can't keep the beast in me away. So this next number is also off Imitation Life, and I had this idea. I wanted to write a song about all the things I'd done in my life that were a lot of fun, but maybe it could have killed me.
Bridge Day.
Bridge Day. You're right. I had like a couple ideas that were pretty good, and then I started interviewing some of my friends and asking them of their stories, and my wife had some that were much more scary than any of my stories, and but it was kind of a way to put my actual stories in there without anybody really knowing which ones are mine. So the names have been changed to protect the guilty. And, so here we go. Are you ready? You ready to hear it? All right. Okay. You gotta let me know. You gotta let me know here. We weren't rich and we weren't poor, but the neighbor kid next door could not say the same. His playhouse was the place where all the who's who in the hood would come and play their games. One day they split and locked me up in there, sprayed me like a bug that had just gasped at his last breath. Mark this down as the good times of life that haven't quite killed me yet. It was a 1972 panel wagon with powered windows and rear views too. My first time driving solo, I bought those wide mouths in Ohio in that lawless drive-through. Then me and Beth made the rounds as tiny towns were all a blur, and how I got her home, I forget. Mark this down as the good times of life that haven't quite killed me yet. Drew was in the service, and as an expert in munitions, he proudly served. He had the know-how to kapow and let us down that country road that turned and swerved. A 50-pound pumpkin packed with a gizmo ready set blew our minds as the lights stopped blinking red. Mark this down as the good times of life that haven't quite killed me yet. I was just a college boy who couldn't keep his mind employed beyond his corduroy pants. She was a girl I barely knew who had a man who was a bruiser, but still I took a chance. I broke in her bedroom window for some coffee, tea, or me before he dropped her off in all her sundressed mess. Mark this down as the good times of life that haven't quite killed me yet. Now she and me have doubled down, and after years of being two, we two have turned into 2 times 2. In those years, wait, let me know if the show's getting too slick for you. That's not the right line. And those kids, they grow so fast, not one moment ever lasts in our lives, they blast on past. 1 minute is a smile, the next a major trial, yet I'd never trade it, you better know it, you better bet. Mark this down as the good times of life that haven't quite killed me yet. Now I travel around from show to show, revealing my rhymes while telling all I'll never know. Truth be told, I do love it so, but I'd be lying if I didn't say I daily miss my home. Every note has a cost, that's the price for being lost in a song with a tune that's set. Mark this down as the good times of life that haven't quite killed me yet. Mark tonight down as the good times of life that haven't quite killed me yet. I'd say that right now we're kind of in the late summer, early fall of the set. And the early spring part, I like that a lot. Remember that? Just kind of reminiscing back, living in the past about 30 minutes ago there. That was great. I'm enjoying. So I'd like to get back there somehow. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, really. I'm just taking a little rest, folks. Okay. Oh, I know. Here we go. All right. Here's a song for you. Looking good. Spring is here, the bugs have come, it's time to dumb it down. My head is filled with morning mist, the moss is boss for now. My list of things to do has been misplaced someplace unknown. It could be lost forever now, unread, unshown, and thrown away. I'm off in my head, out of my mind, off in my mind, out of my head. Time to waste time with so much time on my hands. Most doors need to be open for me. I'm leisurely and out to please just me, myself, and me. I work for food if the work is easy, and if the food is good. Spring is here, the bugs have come, and I couldn't care if I could. I'm out in my mind, out of my head, out of my head, off in my mind. Time to waste time. Oh, yeah. Forevermore, it's been around the bend since before the bend was invented. Since Father Time asked his dad for a dime and the keys to his Buick. Some teen whoopee was in the offing in that big fat back seat. The key to life lies neatly within Father Time's time in that back seat. Right? I'm off in my mind, out of my head, off in my mind, out of my head, ready or not, ready yet, time to Why, thanks. That song's a waste of time. All right. Well, I feel like, are there really people here from West Virginia? Yes. Really? Parkersburg? You're kidding me. You're like my sister? Like, wait, I can't really... Two Parkersburg people? And then of course my brother and my brother and his son and his wife Susan, Max and Max. My dad's name's Max. My brother's name's Max, and my nephew's name's Max. It just works. Sometimes it works out that way. And anyway, they're here. Make them welcome. They're sitting here. Who else is from West Virginia back? You're kidding me. Really? Parkersburg? Oh, right on. Well, good to see you. I can't really see you, but I'll see you out there. So talk a little bit. Let's get back to why we're really here. Let's talk about those CDs out there. So the CDs are, I think this is for me, I hope. Wow. The CDs are about like this big. And I've recorded the last few of them. A couple of them out there. I recorded in John Prine's place in Nashville, and with Tim O'Brien producing them, and one we did in Tim's house. So Tim's all over those CDs. I don't know if you know his work, but I know he's a fine West Virginia artist, and Kathy Mattea helped me on this last one a little bit, and another West Virginian. I'm just dropping names. And but yeah, like I say, they're about this big. But I've got all these friends on there with me to kind of, so you can see the texture, enlarge. It's like to make the sound bigger. But what you're getting here, since it's so small, but what you're getting here is actual size. So you got that going for you. Am I making any sense? My wife said that I should stop doing this little actual size bit, but I'm refining it here in Orlando, working it out. I mean, we're practically family. There's so many West Virginians in here. It's great to be here. So I'm going to dedicate this song to everybody that's in this room. From now on, there'll be no one to be your only one. That's why you need me now. That's why you need me now. Since we're apart, there'll be some other guy breaking your heart. That's why you need me now. That's why you need me now. I'm going back to West Virginia, back to my mom and dad. And I let you pine away here and think about what we once had. There's a home-cooked meal and an old girlfriend I'd like to steal. That's why you need me now. That's why you need me now. I'm going back And I'll let you pine away here, think about what we once had. There's a home-cooked meal and an old girlfriend I'd like to steal. That's why you need me now. That's why you need me. That's why you need me now. I would say that we're in the winter time. Now it's the winter time of this set. How's that? Strange being here in Florida. But I feel that should be wintertime. And what do we do in wintertime? Let's see. Oh, I have a song about a dog. Would you like to hear a song about a dog?
As long as it goes with the truck.
What's that?
It's gotta go with the truck.
Oh, as long as it doesn't have a truck?
Right.
Oh, no trucks. No trucks. So, yeah, no trucks. Volkswagens. My wife and I, in June, we bought a brand new diesel Passat. Okay, we bought this, and we're Volkswagen people, you know. And we had another gas, a gas Jetta, and we've been driving diesels. It was kind of like our tool around town car, you know. And she landed this new job where she was going to be traveling a lot, and they pay for the car, and they said that our Volkswagen gas, that car just was not good enough to represent their company. So we bought a diesel Jetta to replace it with, and then 1 week later the news hit. We're driving two lies, folks. But that's not why you called. Anyway, my brother and I, and he can vouch, he's right here, ask him after the show. Well, our first dog, the first dog that we had was a female, and her name was Columbo, because we loved the show Columbo. So, as twisted as that, there's something beautiful about the Basset Hound named Columbo that was a female. Moving forward about a decade, I had my second dog. I was on this TV name kick, you know. My second dog, I named him Floyd after the barber. And he used to fumble his tie and interrupt himself a lot, so I thought Floyd. I'll call him Floyd. So Floyd was around for years, and then another decade goes by. Floyd passes. Columbo's, of course, long gone. In case you're wondering, in case you're keeping track, and my wife and I she wants a Weimaraner, right? Do you know what this is? A Weimaraner, beautiful dogs. They're just beautiful, you know, and they need to be beautiful because they're just a pain in the ass. We together we're naming this dog, and my wife says we're not going to name this dog after a television character, and so I kind of wilted because I had a few lined up, and then I thought how about Roger, and she said we're not going to name our dog after Roger Miller. And I thought, remember Roger Miller? Got a letter just this morning, it was postmarked Omaha. Typed and neatly written, offering me this better job with higher wages, expense paid, and a car. But I'm on TV be here locally, and I can't quit, I'm a star. I go Kansas City Star, that's what I heard. Yodelita lady, you ought to see my car drive a big old Cadillac with wired wheels. That's Roger Miller. The rest of that song is actually on my kids' CD out there. But back to the program. I said, how about, gosh, Miller is a great name for a dog. I still think so, and if you want to use that, send me an email. Send me an email with a picture of Miller, because I think it's great. But we somehow landed on Luigi. What's so funny? Anyway, Luigi, and I just thought, she's kidding, but I'm going to agree with this. And so Luigi, we named this Weimar on her. Luigi, the German bird dog with an Italian name. And of course, so I fill Luigi's bowl, and I go, Luigi, come eat. And it just sounded so silly to me. So, you know, the dog should have one-syllable names, I feel. And then I thought, oh, you know, the next day, open the door, and I'm like, hey, Lou. So I got my Mary Tyler Moore in there. But anyway, so Lou was a spaz, a real spaz, and he, they say dogs, you know, are supposed to calm down after a couple years. It took him about 8 years to start acting like a puppy. But, and, you know, he would eat, you know, clothing, the couch, and, you know, and sometimes food, dog food. But, but we had this friend, and she would. This is going to end soon. I'll actually play the song. But we had this friend, and she was, as they say from back home, with child, and for Max 3, that's she was pregnant. And in case you've never heard, with child, and her doctor put her on bed rest for whatever reason. She had 2 Doberman puppies, which seems insane as well. Why would she have those? She's pregnant, you know, and. Anyway, and she needed, she asked us to watch them, and we thought, you know, Lou's a freak, and what's 2 more? She assured us that they were house trained. She didn't tell us which house, but anyway, after they left, we looked at Lou with a little more love, and this is my love song for Lou, and it goes like this. It's a very short song, by the way. Our friend's pup just threw up in the kitchen by the door. That bad boy sure ain't good, with his number 2 falling on my floor. Whistle, you do come at a steady pace, and no matter where from, and you sit there so politely, wag your tail while I strum, and I think, who knew that who knew that you the good dog, yeah boy. The bone I found underground was not in your lost and found. Took me 6 years to get a clue, but for you it seemed like 42. a good dog. Here, boy, here, boy, here, boy. Song's really over. I just like doing this. Good dog. Thank you. So Lou passed away. He lived 13 years. A couple years ago, he passed away on the first day of spring after a very hard West Virginia winter. It's the first day of spring, so why is it so damn cold? I need to sneeze, need to release the last of a winter that has made me feel 2 whole years older. Maybe this year, when and if the snow clears, I'll start going to church. God knows it's been years, but it's all his fault. For no sane man would drive to congregate in this frozen, screwed up mess. On this first day of spring, why is it so damn cold? I need to sneeze, need to release the last of a winter that has made me feel 2 whole years older. Our good dog is gone. He was old and could not pass through one more season like the last. But the cold still sticks around, kicking me in my happy. I suppose I'm just down about this man's best friend's ending. On this first day of spring, why is it so damn cold? Maybe we all need to be brought to our knees to be thankful for what this new spring will eventually bring. Why, thanks. That was really a set of music, fairly complete. But and usually, what I used to do in the old days, I would walk off the stage, and a couple times I got an encore. And it felt really great, you know. And so I'd walk back on, and it happened like a couple times one year. Played about 100 shows that year, and my wife was, but I kept walking off, and my wife was like, "Why do you do that? Why do you walk off the stage?" And I thought, well, I'm just hoping for an encore. And she goes, "It's silly. Just stay up there and play another song." So I'm revolutionizing encores. One folk singer at a time. Okay. Thanks so much for the encore. Thanks. Here's a song off the new record that I still call them records. That I recorded last January, the January of last year, when there was a chemical spill in the Elk River in Charleston, West Virginia, and 300,000 people were without drinking water. Maybe you heard about it. And which is, when you're talking 300,000 people in the state of West Virginia, you're talking, you know, roughly a fourth of the population and of the whole state, you know. And I have my brother-in-law lives in a bunch of friends that live in Charleston in that area, and they're still afraid to drink the water, and there's, you know, mountaintop removal and a lot of these pristine, you know, what you would think would be these pristine farms in West Virginia, and people have well water that they can't drink because of big money and greed, I guess. But a couple years ago, I did a tour with Tim O'Brien, and we this was in 2012, I think, and we played Pete Seeger's Clearwater Festival, and back in the 60s, I think it was in the 60s, he built that sloop, and the Hudson River was filthy, and Pete's idea was he got together with his friends and built this beautiful sloop boat. Maybe you've seen this, so you can YouTube it or see it on PBS YouTube or something. And there was that sloop in the river, and that beautiful Hudson River there at the Clearwater Festival. Pete was still living, and it was like folk singer central, folk singer Nirvana. But I was thinking when that chemical spilled in the Elk River there, I was thinking about Pete Seeger and that wonderful time that I had there, and you know, his idea was to bring that sloop to the various towns along the Hudson, and the people would come down and realize how filthy that water was, you know, and they really did do some good work there with that, and still are. But I imagine Pete on his sloop on the Elk River and on the Ohio and on a lot of these rivers, and I had that in mind when I wrote this tune. Wonder what the natives thought as Washington rode the river so pristine, been forced to follow his direction, be it hell or be it heaven made to swim up his stream. The story is as old as the mountains tall and green. They used to scrape the skyline of a state once was clean. Change, if not at all, will stay the same. Change, we've got to break and make some change. Granddad had a can from the plant along the river on his roof. It was 1972, issued by some man to measure how much toxin the plant was letting loose. Now the numbers all are in, they've been crunched and wadded up. They toss them in the river, now our children drink it up. Change, change, if not it all will stay the same, same. Change, change, we've got to break and make some change. Short-term gain is taking away everything our great state has got the gain. And when there's nothing left to lose, our kids will pack it up and simply move away. It's true what they say, mountaineers are always free in their hearts and minds, and with freedom to leave. Change, change, if not it all will stay the same, same. Change, change, we've got to break and make some change. Thanks, everybody.